What's good, y'all? It is Wake Up Wednesday.
And today we're going to talk about, is it okay for men to cry?
Welcome to the Renegade Relationship Realists with Reverend Marquita Pierre McAllister and Rachel Dillon. Please be advised, this channel is rated R for realism.
Hi, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Reverend Marquita.
And today we're talking about, is it okay for men to cry? So it's an interesting conversation. We were online and we're looking for different topics to talk about. We came across, is it wrong for men to cry? And both of us were like, well, of course it's not wrong. But then we started talking about the implications. And I remember a story that Brene Brown talks about. And she told a story where she was at a book signing and a man came and he said, when are you going to do a shame book or research about men? And she goes, oh, I only do women. And he said, well, isn't that convenient or comfortable? And she took, it was like a jar to her. And he pointed over to his wife and his daughters and said, they'd rather see me die on that white horse than to fall off of that white horse. And it shook me. And of course, I went home to my wonderful husband and I said, do I give you a space where you feel that you can be vulnerable? And he's just kind of laughed at me. He's like, yes, you do, Rachel. It's all good. But then I really started thinking about it. Crying for men in a romantic relationship, you know, there's been this debate of when we've changed the roles of men and women so dramatically in our culture that before being a stoic man was expected and being the emotional nurturing woman was expected. And, you know, we've had tons of conversations. We all know that I think more Martian-like, if we refer to John Gray, right? I'm far more Martian than I am Venetian, without a doubt. But, you know, I don't know how I would feel if I had a man around me that was a crier. You know, I think it's okay and I feel okay. But then again, I have the same criteria for myself.
Right.
So I don't like to cry in front of people, so I certainly don't want somebody else crying a lot in front of people.
But is the word, you just said the word a lot. And I think that's the distinction.
Okay.
I'm not, especially strong women, I'm not so sure strong women want a crier.
Right.
However, at the same time, we don't want someone who's so stoic till they can't feel.
Yes.
And that's the difference. And so, you know, if your husband or your male mate, father dies, the mother dies or something, and the person doesn't cry, some of us kind of question that.
Yeah.
But if they do at that time, but they're not crying over every little thing, it's like this wonderful balance. However, our society leads us to believe, and men are usually raised by their fathers. Not that the fathers say don't cry, some do. Some do. Okay, when you're a little boy and all that, some do. But I was thinking about my husband, and he was talking about how he never saw his father cry. And what happens is subconsciously, it passes on to him. My son was talking about he hadn't seen his father cry.
Right.
And it wasn't until his father's grandfather passed away that he finally saw his father cry, and it finally said to him, oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
But you're talking monumental, foundational, shaking things that happen where the man can now express emotion.
Because as little boys, we say, big boys don't cry.
Yeah. Don't cry. Suck it up. You know, we have all kinds of...
Yeah, men don't cry. Knock it off. And when I was growing up, my stepfather would say to me, why do you girls always cry? And in my mind, it was like, well, is it not okay to cry? And so I got to the point where I felt like it was shameful to cry. So and I don't think I'm alone in this.
I agree.
So
I totally agree.
If I am as a woman am rejecting the idea of crying in public, then it would make sense for me to not want necessarily to see my romantic partner crying in public.
And is that because of the interpretation you put behind?
Probably.
Yes.
But I'd also say that if it came to a point when I saw that my partner was crying in public because of a wound, I would have the compassion to keep that a safe space for him. And of course, we're not talking about, watching a Hallmark video or a commercial where the tears come because it's just so sappy sweet that we all cry over it. I'm not talking about that part. It's the there's an element of vulnerability that happens when we allow that kind of emotion to come out.
So I tell you what, let's deal with, and let's do the challenge for, is it okay for men to cry?
Mm-hmm.
And then let's talk about the relationship, the vulnerability aspect the next time.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Okay.
So your challenge for this particular week is it okay for men to cry? Where are you as a person? If you're female or male, where are you on this continuum of whether it's okay to cry or not? And when is it okay to cry?
Mm-hmm.
And what does that actually say to you if your partner does? If your partner is male and begins to cry, what is it saying to you? I think we have to take that introspective look. And this is why we call it Wake Up Wednesday, because we want to take an introspective look on how are we really thinking and feeling about certain things that happen in our lives. So where are you on this aspect of, is it okay for men to cry?
So if you liked what you heard, go ahead and hit the subscribe button or hit the bell so that you get the notifications when we have our new releases.
Give us a thumbs up if you like it. Be sure to share it with your family and friends and drop us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, bye. See ya.